I'm going to be making a video about things I wish I would have known before going to Brazil. I have my little notepad of stuff that I wrote. I've been to Brazil 2 times. So the first time it was the tour group, and the second time it was with 2 of my friends. So the nightlife and club culture. When we first got there, we arrived in Sao Paulo and we had went to this club or whatever. It wasn't even a club. It was a hosting for an event, and it was at this warehouse or something like that. I can put in footage right here. But yeah, it was a super big warehouse looking type of thing. It looks really, really, really nice. So when we first got in there, we went straight to the bar because we wanted to order drinks, you know? So we went straight to the bar trying to order drinks, and they were like, no. And they pointed to these little cash card machines. And we were like, what the fuck? So we went to the cash card machines, and they just wasn't working for us. We were sitting there for 20 minutes trying to figure it out. And then one of the workers realized we were struggling and stuff, and she came over and helped us. When she helped me, I went to the bar, and then I thought I had put cash on my little cash card or whatever, and I guess it didn't work. So I had to go back and redo it. I finally got some cash on my card, and I went to the bar and ordered me something to drink, which is honestly so annoying. I get it because they probably don't want people just walking off with their drink without paying, and it's just a whole little ordeal. They rather just have the money, boom boom, and they pay it. You don't have to worry about that. So also in that same little party or whatever that we went to, it was a bathroom, and when I walked into the bathroom, I thought it was the girls' bathroom, but obviously it wasn't, because a guy walked in and my friend was and then the girl, she was and I was so apparently it's a shared bathroom for men and women. And for the cash card thing, it's kind of similar to the club in Rio de Janeiro, because in Rio they have a club called Casa Black. Basically, I feel this is for all the clubs. This is for all the clubs, because honestly, every club that I went to, we had to pay beforehand and take the receipt. We didn't have a cash card, but we had to pay beforehand, take a receipt, and then go to the bar and then basically use the receipt as of okay, this is I paid, so can you make my drink? Instead of going to the bar, telling them what you want and getting your drink or whatever. So there was a time that I was at, I forgot what the club was called, but it was a club on the island, and I ended up ordering more drinks than I actually got, because I was let me just order a whole bunch and then I'll just come back. But I never ended up coming back eating the rest of my drinks. So I kind of just wasted money doing that, which is annoying with the whole cash card and all types of the receipts, and yeah. And then you have to make sure that you don't lose your receipt if your receipt gets wet. It's just, I don't like it. Also, for the nightlife, not really the club culture, but for the nightlife, we went to a bloco. Blocos are really popular during carnival season. Obviously there's a bunch of people, so the bathrooms are kind of occupied, or there's not really bathrooms near. So we had to pee by the ocean. We definitely had to pee by the ocean, and you can literally smell it. It smells like capirinha and piss. It was so gross. Imagine being drunk. I just wanted to gag. The worst smell ever. The combination of smells, it was just ugh. And even just walking around popular places, a lot of people are, you're gonna smell that smell. I smell that smell everywhere. I would come back to the hotel and I could still smell it. Smell it on my skin. I could smell it on my feet. I'm wearing Havaianas, so this shit is getting on my feet immediately. Grossed out. Also, a tip for going to Pedro del Sol: when there's a lot of people in the crowd, there's a lot of people there, you should walk behind the vendor tables or the seller tables, because you'll be able to walk straight past. That's what me and my friends did. We just bypassed the whole crowd. So that's a tip for that. And also at Pedro del Sol, the bathroom situation, it's either you find somewhere to pee randomly, or you go into one of the businesses and you have to pay not that much money. You have to just pay a little bit of money and you go and use their bathroom. And their bathrooms are disgusting, but when you gotta pee, you gotta pee. At least they had tissues in there, so that was cool. As far as the block goes, I didn't really care for the block goes. I was really overstimulated when it came to that, because I just feel you gotta be really, really drunk for that, because everybody else is drunk and everyone's just and you don't know the songs. If you want to go to the block goes, you gotta know the songs, because that's I don't know, going to the club and not knowing none of the songs. Like, I mean, you could dance and stuff, but it's like, I don't know. It just, me and my friends, we just wasn't feeling the blocos. We did go to experience it, but it wasn't really worth it to us. We ended up just going to a lot of the clubs and stuff. As far as transportation, taking a moto is chef's kiss. Because one time we did take a Uber and the Uber took forever. Like literally me and my friend were like, okay, we're just gonna get out of the Uber. We're just gonna get out. But my phone was on like 3%, her phone was on like on 3%, and we're just like, we're just gonna stay in the Uber until we get to our destination. Luckily we were just going to the hotel, but just imagine like what if we wanted to go somewhere like that we needed to be? Took forever. Also, be aware, like, especially if you're going to Brazil in a heavily populated area, like during carnival season, they're probably going to drop you off in a random location because they did that so many times to my friend. Like, we were supposed to just take motos and meet up because obviously we didn't want to take an Uber. It was going to take too long. So we're like trying to get motos at the same time so that we could end up at the same location at the same time. Every time she had a moto driver and we were trying to go to the same place, she would get dropped off at a different place. And one time we were trying to go to the sambadrome, they literally dropped her off in a whole different location. She ended up having like to walk down the highway with some random lady that helped her find it. Like it was a whole ass mess. There was times where she got dropped at a location that we didn't know it. We had to go find her. We had to go meet up. Like our connection wasn't working. Like sometimes her connection for her phone was working, so it was hard to like get into contact with her. But luckily when she did get into her location, she did have like connection. And so I was able to like, you know, find her location. I was just, I called her and I was like, just stay right there. I'm gonna come to you. So I had to end up walking like 16 minutes just to get to her in like random streets of Brazil trying to find her. The food is so bland. Like if you go to Brazil thinking like, oh, it's food about to be so good. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's not all that. Like maybe they do have a couple of spots. Like we did go to like this African spot and it was really, 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 really good. But like Brazilian food in its own, yeah, it's not it. It's not it. It's just like the same options over and over and over again. Beans, the rice, like the meat, like it's the same stuff. They don't have a lot of different things and they eat the same things a lot of the times. While we were there, we just ended up eating McDonald's a lot of the times, or like even one time we went to Outback and ate at Outback because we were like, we just need American food because this food. Oh, another thing, when it comes to like the food, the water, like obviously you can't drink the sink water or anything like that. When you go out to restaurants, they're not automatically just giving you water, like asking you like, oh, do you want water? And they're giving you a free water. No, you gotta pay for the water because it comes in a bottle. And also you either get sim gas or it's sim gas or no sim or something like that. So you want to get the water that doesn't have gas in it because if it does have gas, then it's going to be basically like sparkling water. There's been a couple of times that I almost got that. So yeah, you just have to read the label. When you do go to restaurants, just make sure that they know what kind of water that you want. Like you want the water that doesn't have the gas. I think that's it, honestly. If I could think of anything else, I'll make a part 2. Yeah, that's some things nobody told me about Brazil. Oh, the pickpocketing. The pickpocketing. I got my phone stolen in Pedro do Sala. I'm going to make a story time about that. No, it's not really a story time, honestly, because it just happened and it was on my birthday and I was drunk as fuck.